everybody. We tried. Hello, welcome to a bonus episode of Hustling Sideways.
Bonus.
I'm Alan Halas.
we are. He's Alan. I'm Jim Love. Nice to meet you all.
Yes, and we are talking about things that people run into when they've got a side hustle. You know, things that everybody goes through when they're kind of their own boss.
So, like trying to be flexible in the pursuit of your passion or side hustle in very funny ways, and things that we've learned along the way, and funny experiences that we have gone through.
Yes, today we are talking about the unfortunate moments, the unusual moments, some of the weird things that have happened in the course of having your business. Jim, would you like to go first?
I'll fire it up. I'll start it. I'll start it up. So for me, I'm very anxious about time. Like I don't ever want to be late for something. And as an event planner, people who are planning a talk for mine, like probably a good thing to get there early, get there on time. Mm-hmm. You have a moment to meet people, etc. So one of my first talks I ever did was I got there like an hour early, like really early, and I probably shouldn't have. She was like, come at this time. I came like way before because I was like, it's out of state. I'll go. Yeah. And I showed up and had called her. I'm here. She's like, okay, like someone will come grab you, kind of like she's not ready yet. So like one of the students came in and then escorted me to this woman's room who was a teacher and also like the NHS advisor, and they were in a class, and it was a high school, and I walked in and they were doing algebra, like it was a math class, and I just like sat there and I'm like, I guess this is what I'm, and then they asked me to go up to like the board and do one of their problems.
Oh no!
I was like up there doing a math problem that I got right, for the record. So I just want to throw it out there.
That's big a clutch performance.
Big win.
Yes.
If I got that wrong, that day would have been ruined. Like really, they would have made fun of me pretty relentlessly.
It would have been on brand for me.
So
that is my Twitter bio and my Instagram bio literally says bad at math.
Well,
so
that would have been not an ideal situation for you to be in. So I remember
I set that bar early. I am bad at math.
Absolutely, make sure the people know. So I remember sitting there. Like, I guess this is what I'm doing now. I'm in a sophomore math class, and I'm gonna go help teach them. And it was I like laughed internally. I'm like, wow, this is hilarious. And I got up and did the thing, and then I did my talk, and it was really fun. But that was like a moment of like, this is not where I ever expected to be, in Southern Illinois, in the middle of math class on a Tuesday at like noon. That's where I was at. So
that's a rough one.
That was wild, and it worked out well. It was hilarious. They all laughed it off, and I just was like, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna be flexible and make it work. And most people would have been like, all right, I'm gonna go take a call, and I'm like, you know what? I'm here
for this.
And I met a couple of students in the back, and we had a good time. Like I was like talking during class, which you're not supposed to do, and I did it. I didn't get a detention this time,
right?
So we're good. But the last couple times I did.
So that's a bad one.
Yes.
That's not a great place that you want to end up. Is
not the worst
math.
place, but it was not the best.
Right. Mine goes back to when I used to freelance shooting videos in college. I used to try and take on as many projects as I could in addition to projects from school. And I was reaching out to businesses already because I was making money in college, shooting videos and producing things. Why not? I had a whole school of resources. I had definitely like taken the College of Marquette's like digital media area and made it into my own production studio at one point. I was burning DVDs and things like that.
Oh, dang. You had a whole market going on.
Yeah. So one of the clients that I took on though, was a construction company. And I said, hey, I could do a time-lapse video for you guys because I had a camera that knew how to do it. And they said yes. We agreed to it. Cool. They were going to do they were doing a runway at Milwaukee Airport, at Mitchell Airport. And they were putting in new cement. So I showed up, 20 years old.
Yeah.
I'm driving a 1996 Oldsmobile Cutlass.
I recall that car very well. Yes.
That is very broken down, right? And so I pull up with that. I have the one camera that I had just bought that does a time lapse, but it looks very, very non-professional. It looks like some kid pulled up with a little handy cam.
Who's this high school kid? Yeah.
Honestly, if I would have rented something from the school, I would have been way better off. And I didn't do that. I just took this little dinky camera that I had with me. Unbeknownst to me, if you go to an airport and you say, hey, I'm here to shoot a video and I need to get access to the runway, you need to get security clearance.
I was going to say, this sounds more complicated.
And because I'm on a construction site, they gave me a full head-to-toe, like neon green, like thing to wear over your clothes. Like, I still have the picture of it. And a hard hat.
Now your new pajamas, then? Is that what you
No, I don't have the clothes. I had to give those back.
Well,
but they gave me, like, a full, like, mesh neon green suit. But the kicker was I had to be back at class later in the day.
Oh.
And this is obviously a time lapse, so it's an all day sort of thing. Yeah. So I'm wearing this stuff. I set up this camera. I look very unprofessional. And then I had to run to class, so I leave those things in my car. And then I have to come back later in the day, get security clearance again to drive out there in this 1996 Oldsmobile. And it was by far the most nightmare of a production for like
the worst ever.
What ended up being maybe a 3-minute video.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, here you go.
It was a day of my life. I ran back and forth around
You're
the
like
city.
Making history, the only person to go to the airport twice.
There's no way that those people would ever they would never hire me again. I knew it
done.
Because
you got the business once, you're finished from there.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a really, really rough situation.
Well, one time I was at like a church function giving a talk, and there was probably 150 people there.
Okay.
And the woman who was organizing it realized that they didn't have a working microphone and was like, okay, so I think it was more than 100. It was a large crowd. So I walked up and I was like, okay, and I just shouted my talk and was like, if I do this, can you hear me? Shouted, and they were like, yeah.
Was it at least in a room that echoed a little bit?
Not really. It was like a basement, like a more of like a church basement type of thing.
Sure.
So it was a little different. But yeah, I had to my voice was almost gone, because I talked for an hour, and when I was done, I'm like, okay, I hope that's good.
Those poor people in the front row
and
that had to hear that you shout
I know,
at
right?
them.
Yeah, and also probably when you talk loud and I'm probably spitting and whatever.
Yeah.
Projectiling, but I was like, I walked up and I'm like, well, I have to do this, so I'm gonna there's no other option. They don't have a mic. Got to make it work. So really this sense of flexibility is important. And you come away with these experiences that are funny now, right? Looking back, it was like, what on earth am I doing? But you realize when you're doing this, things are not going to work out the way you want them to. Yeah. So you roll with it. And you understand how to roll with the punches and how to make it work. And then you get an experience under your belt, which is so important. So now I know what I'm getting into, and I know what I'm, what's probably going to be the output of it, but I'm still ready for whatever's coming my way, and I can be flexible and experience it that way.
And honestly, to some extent, it sets the bar low for you. That if you do end up with something that maybe this isn't the ideal project, this isn't the best thing in the world, you always remember those ones, and you're like, it could have been worse.
Right?
Yes, it could be this.
It could always be bad, and 99% of them are normal, but you're always ready for that one. Ooh, that was weird.
Yeah, and you will never feel like you are doing something bad again.
Exactly.
Because you have that one that makes you question everything that you're doing.
No doubt. Well, that's our experiences.
Yeah.
And, being flexible is important, and going into a situation without expectations, and rolling with whatever happens, and knowing that you living out your passion and doing your side hustle is the most important part of it all.
Yeah.
So that would be the conclusion I would give on it.
See, there was a lesson after all of this.
After all of it.
If you enjoy this, we have a full podcast where we bring guests on all the time, some amazing guests on to talk about their side hustles as well. And we talk about our own side hustles as well.
Sure do.
You can find us anywhere you get your podcasts. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are Hustling Sideways there. And then if you have a side hustle and you want to be on the show, you can always reach out to us via email.
Come to us.
hustlingsideways@gmail.com. Jim, this has been a good one.
Always
I enjoy hearing the ridiculous moments. I'm sure we will do a follow-up video at some point and think of more, because there are many.
I need to ride to the airport after this.
Oh, okay. I got clearance.
Perfect. We're good.
All right. Well, we're gonna head on out of here. And Jim,
keep on hustling. Did you see how I did that?
Yeah, I like
nice.
that.
Keep it real.